Can I interrupt them? The gentleman is closely watching an elderly poet give a reading. Greetings! The man turns the face towards you, but the poet still holds most of his attention. He speaks in a hushed voice. And greetings to you. Not the greatest poetry I've ever heard, but certainly not awful, eh? I think he's a good poet. Okay, so these people are just listening to him talk. Can I actually talk to him? The kindly-looking old man spares you only the briefest of glances before returning to his recitation. Alright, I'm not going to heckle him. Eli Havelock. This narrow-eyed, sharp-faced man is scanning his surroundings with a look of vague disinterest, pausing occasionally to look down and pick at his fingernails. Despite being clothed in silk and velvet finery, he manages to look unsavory and more than a little dangerous. Hail there! He looks your way. His eyes are dark slits, like narrow stab wounds beneath his brow. His voice is low and gruff despite his slender build. Pike off. Not yet. I have some questions. You think I wandered the ward, looking for strangers to spill the dark for? Now pike off. Why are you here, then? To be surly with passers-by? Heh. He sits quietly for a moment, then breaks a crooked smile. That's good, that. Considers you for a moment. I'm a tutor at the Civic Fest Hall. Name's Havelock. Eli Havelock. As a veteran scout, I teach the outer subterfuge. Oh, you mean thievery? His lips curl up in a disgusting sneer. Thieves and thievery, it always is. 5 tours I have spent as a reconnaissance operative in the War of Lies. Scout is my title. Scout. I'll teach the ways of stealth and spycraft, not common thievery. My apologies. I meant no offense. Could you train me? Eli frowned sourly. I don't know. I've had enough of teaching petty pickpockets and curious senseis for the time being. Almost to himself, he mumbles. I'm not sure why I agreed to do it in the first place. Oh, perhaps because by teaching others, you make them aware of your own skill. At the same time, you defend the nobility of your skills by assuring them that you're no common thief, but a scout and a spy, a master of subterfuge. Eli nods, mulling over what you said. Aye, there's no denying it. It's sort of a sorry, though, when you look at it that way. I don't think so. Those of your trade are often misunderstood, thrust unfairly into the same category as footpads and brigands, like I had said. There's nothing wrong with dispelling false notions. I'm sorry, Eli. Heh. Right again you are. He gives you a friendly punch to your shoulder. Ah, thanks, Blood. He suddenly looks off into the distance. Well, enough wasting time out here. I'm heading back to the fest hall. If you still want to train, that's where you'll find me. Perhaps I'll see you there, Eli. Farewell. Holy crap! There's a lot of experience for talking to him. 12,000? Wow. He must have been part of some grand quest. Our intelligence or whatnot made it really easy for us to talk to him, though. Jolmi's messenger. The slender young man approaches you wearing a somewhat worried expression. 1,000 pardons, sir, but I'm looking for a certain man, and I think you might be able to help me. Oh? How so? I am a messenger, sir, who seeks a man it said cannot die, a scarred man, for whom death is nothing but the most trivial of annoyances. You match the admittedly vague description I was given, sir. I'd wonder if you were he. Who wants to know? I am in the hire of a wealthy noblewoman. Jolmi's Chimera, sir. Do I want to actually begin... I mean, I've already told quite a few people I can't die at this point. At this point, is it just becoming well known again? That's bad. People will find me. Well, you've got the wrong man. A pity, then. Farewell, sir. My apologies for having troubled you. Farewell. Farewell. Alright, everyone. We're going to call this... Oh, hello. What the heck is this? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was invisible, walking on tile. He actually was shaded out because of the roof of the house. Let's walk into this place, and this is where we'll probably be... Oh, actually, hold on a second. There's here. We haven't walked into this location. I want to do the brothel in its own sections. I thought we were done out here, but I remember this place. This is the art place? The museum? I think this is a museum of sorts.
I'm gone.
I love reading all the things that are in here. It's pretty amazing. Alright, but first I'm going to save the game. Okay, and now we'll check it out. Now, the game usually, in the past, crashed here a lot.
Okay.
So, hopefully that won't happen this time. Another really quiet location. Okay, so I'm going to talk to Yavanna first. Because I know she can help us explain this place, and then we'll take a look at all the things around here.
All right.
Before you was a well-dressed elderly woman in a gown of peach-colored and gold thread. She stands quietly, her hands folded together primly, and nods in your direction. It is then that you notice that she has no pupils. Her eyes are entirely white. Greetings, sir. I am Yavanna. Welcome to my Galleria. Feel free to look about, spending as much time here as you like. Should you have questions regarding any of the pieces, do not hesitate to ask me of them. Can I ask you some questions, Yavanna? One moment, sir. Your voice. It is heavy with age and wounds. Would you be so kind as to permit me to touch your face? Yes, go ahead. Yavanna smiles, gently running her old hands over the skin of your face. She frowns, looking slightly puzzled. So many scars. Both old and new. They seem to... She touches the side of your throat, flushes, and pulls away. Pardon me, sir. I was curious to see how far they went. It's fine, and they're everywhere. My whole body is scarred. Yavanna nods. Can I ask you a question now? Of course, please ask. What is this place? Why, it's my Galleria of the Plains. She smiles and gestures around her. These pieces have been brought from far and wide. Some I sell, some I keep, all I display, at one time or another. Please enjoy them, and again, should you have questions regarding any of the pieces, do not hesitate to ask me of them. One more question, Yavanna. Can you see? I cannot see, but only because I do not wish to. In time, I will allow my vision to return, so that I can re-experience the contents of my Galleria with the benefit of new, fresh eyes. That's all I wish to know, then. Farewell. Alright, we'll come back to her and talk to her about all the pieces after we take a look at them. Alright. So,
I'm gone.
Aye?
Let's go, Anna. You and I are on a museum date. Let's take a look at all these things together. What do we got here? This painting shows what looks to be an infinitely long stream of bilirous green gas stretching off into the darkness. The horizon of a blasted, rocky plain can be seen in the lower right-hand corner of the painting. One is given the impression that the head of the green cloud is rearing to strike down upon it. A placard reads, Hazazoth, at the consumption of Nagar. Okay, interesting.
What's the word, Chief?
You'll probably hear me say that for every single painting I look at. I'm sorry, sir, but I'm here to look at the artwork, not converse with strangers. Now, if you'll be so kind as to excuse me, farewell. This painting, an abstract work of greens and purples, writhes and ripples as it is watched. Closer examination reveals that the actual painted image is changing, rather than the canvas itself. A placard states, Moment's glance from the walls of Makoma. Huh. Yeah, it looks like ripples to me here, doesn't it? Or to us. Well, to me, yeah, it looks like ripples to me.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
I'm gone.
A painting of tall, black cliffs against a blood-red sky. There looks to be figures hiding amongst the crags and the cliffs, but whenever you squint at the painting to try to make them out, the images fade to nothing. A placard reads, Outland Raiders.
Done.
An animated bloody iron chain, coiled and uncoiling upon itself. The chain itself seems to bend and weave like the spine of a snake. A small placard reads, "A chitin's animate chain from jangling Hitler." Let's touch it. The chain is slightly warm to the touch, as if it were alive. You notice that various barbs, tiny hooks, needles, and other small sharp bits are welded along the chain's length. Greetings again, Yavanna smiles. Do you have questions regarding one of the pieces? Yes, I do. Which one? One of the paintings? Yes, the paintings. Which one, sir? Tell me about Hazazoth at the consumption of Nagar. This painting is a copy from the wall of one of the gatehouses, Sigil's largest asylum, cell's walls. All the occupant could speak of was, "Hazazoth has consumed Nagar. Hazazoth has consumed Nagar." A bit frightening, I think, but a fine painting nonetheless. This painting is a copy from the wall of one of Gaz's cell walls. Oh, someone painted it on the wall, that image, and then it was someone else copied that painting, and this is what we see here. How about the moment's glance from the walls of Mokama? Mokama is a Githrazi fortress which floats in the plains of Limbo. The moment's glance was painted by the Chaos Scholar D, who remembers everything she sees with perfect clarity when she is not stricken with madness. That's why I guess it changes. Maybe it's her impression of it alters. How about Outland Raiders? An interesting piece, yes? The painter managed a most interesting effect with the forms in the cliff's shadows. The woman who brought me this piece told me she found it in an abandoned camp on the Outlands. The original painter was never found. Presumably, they were slain by the same raiders whose image they captured in the paintings. You know, it just occurred to me why I like this place so much. In fact, I just got chills because I just recognized it. It's that this place reminds me of Legacy of the Ancients, the museum, the Galactic Museum there, with these being exhibits to other places.
Might as well.
A massive horn of beaten lead, wound with brazen chains. The horn is horribly mangled, as if some tremendous force had crushed it. Jagged blades protrude along its length, almost as if it were meant to be used as a club by some gigantic creature, as well as a battle horn. A placard mounted beneath the horn reads, "Cleansing Horn of Archanon." I don't want to blow a magical horn. That could be really bad.
All right.
I hear
What's
your
up?
words.
A brilliant ruby statuette stands on this pedestal, carved into the image of a winged humanoid. The figure is either demonic or angelic in nature, but it is difficult to tell which, because it refracts the light in the... Why can't I say this word all of a sudden? Galleria, strangely. There is no placard indicating what exactly the statue is. Huh. Oh, look at this one, Ripple. The surface of this painting, a wild collage of vivid colors, ripples constantly, as if it were the surface of a pond during a light rain. A placard reads, "Wave Motion Study Number 7. I'm going to touch this one. You place your palm against the canvas. You cannot feel the ripples themselves, though a cool tingling sensation passes through your hand at first contact.
Done.
I shall serve.
All right.
Ready.
The statue looks like it's about to make some angry proclamation. The sculptor has captured the essence of fury magnificently. The chiseled tension lines around the neck and forehead alone must have taken many months to get correct. Fine cracks run over the entire statue, and there is a plaque attached to its base. Let's read the plaque. The plaque reads, "This statue is believed to be the final fate of Ethsarian sorcerer Gangrolethglon, attacked by a conclave of rival sorcerers at the height of his dream madness. he was imprisoned with a spell that turned his flesh into stone. Gangrolithodon is said to have been frozen with the final awful curse still upon his lips, a curse so terrible that it was never meant to be spoken by the lips of a living man. Let's examine that statue. The statue... Oh, we've already... Wait, let's examine the cracks. You carefully examine the cracks that run like a network of fine black veins along the statue's surface. At one point, near its inner arm, is a section where an entire splinter of stone looks ready to come off. I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't feel like messing with it. Oh, you know what? We can probably use the...
Why not?
anti-stone item from the curio shop on it.
I'm gone.
Even though I've been in this room before, like this place,
Why
I've
not?
never actually done that. I think we'll do that. We'll experience something a little new. This looks to be a subterranean landscape, a massive cavern interior filled with colorful, faintly luminescent, gigantic fungi. A placard reads, Veil Beneath Clangeddon. This portrait is of a grotesque, hook-nosed old crone. The hag's flesh is a sickly blue-gray color. Her eyes glow red like the embers of a dying fire. Her chin, long and sharp, juts forward in an extreme underbite. 2 yellowed canines protrude upwards from her lower jaw like small tusks. The smile upon her withered purplish lips speaks of a horrible secret. A placard reads, Grey Hag of Oinos. As you begin to turn away from the painting, something in it draws your attention. A strange tingling sensation arises in the back of your mind, a memory beginning to surface. You recall standing, confused, in the maze of briars. The hideous crone from the painting is before you, cackling wildly. You grit your teeth in frustration, wondering why she's laughing at you. My poor, dear, lovely man-thing, she croons. Why, that was your first wish. She points a single bony, clawed finger at your forehead. Your temples begin to throb painfully, and you can remember nothing more. Oh, wow.
Why not?
That must be Puzzlewell. This painting is a dark cityscape, a faraway view of some giant center of civilization being burned to the ground. The streets of the place are empty, however, absent of soldiers, refugees, and even corpses. A placard reads, The Folly of Udo. Right, let's go back and ask about these ones. Then we'll look at these, and then we'll finish the museum up. Ivana smiles and motions you toward her. Greetings again. Do you have questions regarding one of the pieces? I do. I'd like to ask about the ruby statuette. Oh, that piece was found in a cathedral in a fertile fields of Elysium on the first layer, Amoria the Untroubled, where it bordered the river Oceanus. The name of the piece is not known, but the skill and craftsmanship are believed to be one of the most striking examples of gem crafting in the plains. The mere way in which the piece captures, distills, and enhances the light through its facets is part of its breathtaking wonder. It seems to bring to light the possible ideological connection between even the most evil and the purest beings in the multiverse. Fascinating. I guess maybe how the two can be quite similar to each other. How about the battle horn of Archaron? Ah, the cleansing horn. A horn of beaten lead, metal drawn directly from the cube of Archaron. It is said that the cleansing horn last sounded where the companies of the Jackal and the Gouged Eye clans met for their battle at the disputed lands. Legends tell us that this horn's power was used near the battle's end to draw the floating cubes together, crushing the routing company of the Jackal before it could escape. Cubes? Archaron. Archaron is a plane of harshly enforced order, where conformity is more important than good. It is composed of gigantic, metallic cubes which float through an endless void. Many cubes are large enough that cities or entire kingdoms have been built upon their faces. Huh. Thank you. What about the statue? That statue is believed to be the final fate of the Esterian sorcerer, whose name is almost unpronounceable. Attacked by a conclave of rival sorcerers at the height of his dream madness, he was imprisoned with a spell that turned his flesh to stone. It is said to have been so awful that it was never meant to be spoken by the lips of a living man. It is said that the fury of the curse was enough to blister the flesh from the bones of those that heard it, and that it could even shatter the stones themselves. Wow. He was going to destroy the world? Well, I guess we'll find out. Or people in front of him. I'm going to do it. I like to know what happens here. We can always reload the game. Let me ask about another piece. One of the paintings. What is the folly of Udo? This painting illustrates one of the legends of the prime world Goha. Udo was a wizard king of such skill and power that he set to casting a spell that would turn himself into a power, and the people of his great nation into divine servants. With the spell's completion, lightning crashed down around Udo's palace, setting it ablaze, and before the thunder had died away, the city was empty. Not a living thing to be found. Over 70,000 people vanished without a trace in a heartbeat. No one knows the fate of Udo or his people. How about the veil beneath Clangedin, the mushroom one? Bullbog Stonenose sold this painting to me. It is of a field beneath Mount Clangedin, in the home of the dwarf Ian Harrier, spirits of the upper planes who serve as guardians or warriors in the plane of Arcadia. Oh, kind of like their Valhalla. How about the Grey Hag of Onos? This is said to be a portrait of Ravel Puzzlewell, very likely the most evil hag to ever have terrorized the Grey Waste and beyond. What do you know of her? She is a night hag, one of the eldest Grey Sisters of the Wastes, who came to Sigil many centuries ago to pursue arcane experiments. It was believed that these experiments were against the lady's will, and that Ravel was thus banished from Sigil, imprisoned within one of the lady's mazes on the ethereal where her body rests to this very day. Go on. Ravel was said to have been a master of riddles and puzzles, but one riddle, one question in particular, was said to have plagued the ancient night hag. What can change the nature of a man? Go on. She issued a challenge to any who were interested. She promised to instruct any who came to her in her craft if they could only answer the question to her satisfaction. If they could not, they consented to be her next meal. Many died coveting Ravel's teachings, and it is believed that until her final hours in Sigil, Ravel never discovered the answer to her question. Anything else? Ravel's crime was believed to be some sort of means of trying to shatter the cage, trying to crack open Sigil itself for some unknown reason. That's all I know of her. Well, let me ask you about Wave Motion Study number 7. A young man whose name I do not know sold me this piece. It was one of several he had, but the others already had owners, or so he said. I would so like to possess the entire collection, but alas, it oft seems that some things are not meant to be. Alright, thank you, Ivana. I'll be back.
I'm gone.
Dark Birds of Ocanthus. Several shards of black crystal or ice swirl within the freezing wind that this ornate pedestal gives forth. Each shard looks razor sharp. Touching or grabbing one could be perilous. A placard on the pedestal reads, Dark Birds of Ocanthus. I think I'll leave them be.
All right.
Right.
A set of 4 paintings which portray an empty beach in the dead of night. The air around the painting smells faintly of brine, and the painted sea seems to ebb and flow across the darkened shore. A placard reads, Karasuthran Shoreline. I'm gonna sniff it. The surface of the painting smells strongly of sea air. Oh, wow, awesome. I'm not gonna go around touching everything.
Yeah, good as done.
Aye, what?
This painting depicts a shore scene with a wide reddish-orange sun setting behind a peninsula or large city, a jetty. The scene, though unoriginal, is breathtaking. The play of the fading daylight across the water is captured perfectly, but staring at the painted sun for any length of time makes your eyes ache. A placard reads, Surface of Thalassa. I don't know if this is one of those places where you're supposed to touch the paintings or not.
All right.
Is there such a place where you touch the paintings? Is there such a museum? The hundreds of chips of translucent green glass which make up this stained glass window don't appear to be held together by anything, but rather remain free-floating and mysteriously suspended within the iron frame's boundaries. The shards ripple and move in slow waves, causing bizarre patterns to fluctuate across the window's surface. As various portions of it refract the Galleria's light in different directions. A small placard beside the window reads, Arcadian stained glass window. I'm going to touch it. You reach out to touch the glass, to touch the undulating glass shards, but find you cannot do so. Your hand stops just short of the surface of the glass. Okay. Must be some sort of weird force field in effect. This painting shows an enormous granite keep. A hideous thing, long and low, covered in leering gargoyles, suspended in what looks to be the night sky. A cloud of crimson and violet vapor whirls in the background, along the right side of the painting. A placard reads simply, The Library.
Done.
Wow, that sounds creepy. Alright, well, let's go out these paintings.
All right.
And then
All right.
we're going to go and try the unpetrification. We'll see how that works. So let's ask about the Arcadian stained glass window. A stained glass window found hovering on the third layer of Arcadia's 32 years ago, foretelling a scene that had yet to occur. When the event came to pass, the images faded to leave what you saw behind. It is believed to have captured both the light and the darkness from the orb of night and day on Arcadia, then slowly releases it, creating a brief but slow fade of dawning and dusk, but only within the glass itself. Orb of night and day? Arcadia is a plane of peaceful order, also known as the land of perfect good. The orb of night and day is a sphere set in the top of Arcadia's highest peak. Each half emits either light or darkness. The turning of the orb gives Arcadia its day and night. Oh wow, like a kind of weird lighthouse. How about the dark birds of Ocanthus?
Updated my journal.
All of them are chipped from the great magical sheet of black infinite ice that rests in the black belly of the plain of Ocanthus. Ivana pauses, tapping her chin. It is said that this sheet of ice is the final destination of the river Styx, and that the recollections of all that have plunged into Styx's memory-destroying waters still lie frozen within the ice. If the waters of the Styx seek to destroy his memories, would this ice from Ocanthus, is that right? Ocanthus do the same? I could only assume so, yes. Let me ask you about something else. The Karasuthran's shoreline. Karasuthra is a layer of the Beastlands, which is perpetually shrouded in night, filled with all manner of animals that stalk their prey in the darkness. A painter who had fallen in love with a cat lord and followed her to the homeland gave the painting to me. He never did reveal to me the secrets of their construction. Let me ask you about one other, then. Two others. The surface of Thalassa. Thalassa is the sea in which the river Oceanus, which winds through most of all the plains in Elysium, begins and ends. The piece was painted by one of the many island's inhabitants. Tell me about the library. Oh, I know very little about this piece. It simply arrived on the doorstep of my Galleria one day, swathed in black cloth and labeled, From the Citadel. One nodule patron hypothesized that it might be some great sorcerer's fortress, suspended within the demi-plane of their own creation. Wow. Alright, that's all I wish to know. Farewell. Alright, everyone. So we're going to call it quits here. Thank you guys for watching. When we stop back, well, I guess we can do this on screen.
All right.
We're going to be going to the brothel, and we'll be spending quite some... Oh, wait, no. Nope. First, I wanted to buy the... I really wanted to buy the stone to flesh item here and use it on that statue.
All right.
This is probably a mistake, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Huh? Good as done.
Your path is mine.
I'm interested in something that you are selling, Vishrika. Ah, would you care to examine the weapons and charms, or some of my more exotic acquisitions? I like to look at the exotic items, if you don't mind. The Gorgon Salve. I traded this with some. Okay, 100 copper commons. I'll take it. Yes, Vishika purrs. A wise choice. The copper you pour into her hand seems to disappear the moment it touches her palm. She hands you the item. Please, enjoy your newest acquisition. Farewell.
All right.
Alright, let's... Wow,
I'm gone.
I'm actually going to do this. We're going to do it. Oh, let's look at it first, by the way. Oh, it looks just like the embalming fluid. This is going to be a mistake, I think. Oh no, that's going to be a mistake. But we'll do it anyway. The game should have auto-saved for me as well, so let's do it. Actually, let's see if I can ask permission to do this first. So I don't know if I can. Nope. Alright, let's go ahead and do it. I don't know if Ivana will appreciate this, but Mort, you definitely want to be up here, because if this guy actually can give you any other insults, I want you up here. I also want some of my companions down here in case we die. Here we go. Wow. Let's apply the Gorgon Salve to the statue. You smear the foul-smelling ointment over the statue. There is a strange shimmering around the statue, and you watch as the statue takes an intake of breath, and the eyes of Gangrothia Guthdon fill with a blazing, vengeful madness. Cover your ears. Before you can do a thing, a blazing torrent of words flies from the sorcerer's lips. As he speaks, you feel an agonizing sensation, like a sudden wave of raging heat pour over you and settle into your skin like a blistering wound. Blindness strikes you as your eyes burst, running from their sockets like shattered eggs. You hear someone screaming and realize it is you. Wait for the horror to end. The last thing you hear, even over your own cries, is Mort shouting.
New taunts, all right.
By the lady's bladed teats, what a... Everything suddenly falls silent as the last of your senses flicker and fade away into nothing. Die horribly, a victim of this guy's awful curse.
So again it has come to pass.
Well, we learned new taunts. Wow, but we died. Thankfully no one else did, just us. And we showed back up here in the lower ward. Interesting enough. So I think what we'll do now, that we freed a horrible person, is we'll talk to Guildspur. We'll rest. I certainly hope that was worth it. No. What have I done?
Those eyes rest on me one more time, Skull, and they'll be resting on the ground.
You know, you'd be a lot more charming if you didn't open your mouth.
Oh, well, you're one to talk.
I'm gone.
Did my alignment shift at all from releasing an evil, horrible sorcerer? This dream madness? Nope. So did the good thing. I wonder if we'll ever encounter him. Hopefully he's helping Ivana now. Or we could go there and the place could be a smoldering ruin. Oh man. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ivana. I wanted to help the... I wanted Mort to be able to curse more often. Wow, it is early in the morning. Alright, so let's see what happened. I'm very curious. Wow. Our eyes melted in agonizing pain. Wow, what a horrible way to die.
What's up?
Is he even still here? The place is still okay. I guess
Why
that's
not?
good. No, he is gone. Oh, she smiles. Okay. Hello. What happened to the statue of the Screaming Man? Odd you should ask about that. Just after a terrible noise, some patrons came running to me about a mangled corpse on the floor. The harmonium came to remove the body from the premises, but could find no perpetrator. I told them that in all likelihood some madman had released Gangrotha and been slain by his curse. But the old sorcerer himself was nowhere to be found. I know nothing more. Alright then, thank you. Well,
All right.
we might have done a terrible bad thing, but the game's letting me do it, so you know what? My game didn't end. We're gonna keep that decision. That could be hilarious. Wow.
All right.
I'm beginning to think more and more we should just take advantage of the fact that we die and resurrect in order to, for example, get some more coin. Because it's becoming more and more obvious that this is going to be a standard thing with me.
Done.
Okay, everyone. We're going to stop here. This is the brothel of slaking intellectual lusts. When we come back, we'll give this place an explore. This is going to take a while, as a heads up. Not that, I'm assuming you're watching this for all the awesome, how should I say, lore, reading, and what have you. There's going to be a lot of it here. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and take care.